The Bar Hotels Liquor Traders Association of Kenya BAHLITA has opposed the 25% excise tax increase proposed on beer, 10% on beer, 20% on spirits and glass bottles, as well as 15% on advertising fees for alcohol products.
50,000.
The chairperson BAHLITA Simon Njoroge mentioned that the post-COVID effect has reduced the number of outlets from 54,000 to 32,000, which has led to the loss of 12,000 employees, which represents 19.8 billion loss annually. He further explained that the sector is experiencing high cost of operation due to increased fuel and food prices because of high inflation, adding that high prices of alcohol will encourage the growth of illicit brew, which is already at 44% in the market. The association has collected 500,000 signatures from the public on increase of tax on beer. Members of Parliament have been encouraged to oppose the proposed bill through the collaborative effort between the government and the alcohol industry.
Of course, the sector is experiencing very high cost of doing business due to increase of fuel prices and increased cost of food due to other external forces and high inflation. High prices of alcohol will encourage the growth of illicit trade. And you know, illicit trade, we have been fighting with it for over a decade. The minute you come and increase taxes and add them to 25%, things will get very bad. And also when you increase the glasses, we know what is going to happen. The packing will now come back to plastic, or plastic bottles. I would urge, if the government really wants to maximize revenue, then it should be focusing on what we call counterfeit and illicit, which has taken 44% of the market. I want to tell the government that revenue, yes, as an industry, we have not refused to pay, but the growth will not come for increasing in the tax rate, but from suitable tax environment, which will spark consumption of legal products and other associated industries, and the sectors will grow very well. That is agriculture, transport, and financial and information industries.
Kisumu County Bar Owners Chairperson Daniel Ouma has asked all their members to install CCTV cameras and also educate employees on how to identify victims of spiked drinks.
My position is to inform you what we are doing as a result of one item that is really taking root in our establishment, and what we are doing as BAHLITA in order to suppress or eradicate what is normally or referred to as mchele. Okay? We as BAHLITA, we have gathered our members and put in some few some issues and some measures in place so that we try and condone or we try and eradicate this menace from our bars. One, we've urged all our members to install CCTV cameras and educate all their bouncers and their service employees. Once a client has been noticed to be sleeping or to be drowsy in any of your establishment, what the first thing you're supposed to do is to try and wake him up. If he's not responding, then that person is supposed to be isolated and tried to be helped and given first aid. Two, if from the CCTV cameras somebody can't be identified, what you're going to do is try and get a person. If we cannot, we'll try and put that person on social media, okay, and sambaza it to as far as possible, okay. Three, all these, we are trying to come up with a database that if you are found, okay, we work with the police and we urge the Inspector General, okay, to form some small of 5 or 6 member task force, okay, to be fighting this menace because it has resulted into death.
Boniface Mwangi mentioned that they have lost over 250,000 employees, and the pressure to raise tax rates by International Monetary Fund is one of the ways the government is killing the exportation capacity. He highlighted that if the allegations laid on Alchemist Bar turned out to be true, their license will be revoked.
We are an independent country. Tumerealize ya kwamba IMF imesema hata haitatupatia mikopo. Hatutaki, tutaenda China tutafute mikopo ingine ama tutakopa mahali pengine. So we are calling on the government not to be intimidated by IMF. Hata baada ya COVID tumefunga 11,000 bars. Tumejaribu tuwezalo kuhakikisha zile biashara zinasimama. But the demand, hata nyinyi mna feel the pain of the economy. Sisi huuza starehe. Na kwa sababu sisi huuza starehe, watu kwanza baada ya COVID waliendea basic needs. So as we sell comfort. So mchele has been a post-COVID effect. Na ndio tumesema, kutoka leo mtaona mabadiliko. Kwa sababu tumeshamwandikia DCI Kinoti na amekubali ya kwamba atatutengenezea a special team ambayo itatusaidia na kufanya kazi na sisi. Na nipa yule ambaye tutampata akifanya biashara ya mchele, kitu ya kwanza tutahakikisha mpaka mama yake kwa kijiji anajua ile biashara anafanya Nairobi. Tutamoibisha kabisa. Tutampeleka social media na tutalipa bloggers na tutapeleka mainstream media. Yep. And if this increment is increased as proposed in the finance bill, that is 10% beer, 10% wine, 25% on glasses, 15% on advertisement, we are going to shut 20,000 bars. This is what we are telling the members of parliament today. And we promise you, hatutapelekwa nyumbani na COVID, na tupelekwe nyumbani na members of parliament.
Hazel Awor, Venus TV.